What's good, y'all? Today I'm going to be covering a game by the name of Last Seen Online. In the game's description, we see that Last Seen Online is a psychological horror escape room based on early Flash games. Look through someone's computer files, solve puzzles, and discover the secrets that lies within the computer. You were always a snoop, weren't you? That's why you bought an old computer you saw lying among piles of junk at a garage sale. You didn't even bother to format the computer before you turned it on. You were curious. After all, a personal computer is an extension of another person's soul. All their secrets, projects, interactions. Let's get right into it and uncover the mysteries of this abandoned computer. The game starts by telling us how we found this old computer at a garage sale and decided to turn it on. And so, I do. We're greeted with a password screen and with a girl named Liz and her dog Scotty. They are celebrating their birthdays. Using Scotty's name and Liz's birth year, we unlock the PC. The first thing we see is a wallpaper of Liz, the person's computer we have, and her best friend, Emily. I decided to open Buddy List to see any past chats. As it's loading, we can see that Liz's username is alonegirl15. Something to keep in mind. There are 5 chats. Orion is online and even sends a message. Let's read the past chats first, starting from AZN Lawson, who we'll just call Lawson. To summarize this chat, it's just Liz and Lawson bonding over the fact that both their moms have been arguing with each other. Liz explains how her dad left her mom, and now Liz's mom takes everything out on her. Eventually, Liz stops responding to Lawson, and Lawson says things like, "Hey, they're saying things at school. Are you okay? I know you don't want to talk about it, but I just want to make sure you're okay." Now going to Scott, it seems Liz was interested in going to a place known as the Otherworld. She also mentions that it will help her leave. Scott says that she has to perform a ritual in order to not help her leave, but bring her consciousness, and it can also help her show her forever. She does the ritual, then the final message we see that she sends is in weird text. "You promised you wouldn't leave me. Don't leave me. Don't leave me. Don't leave me." And then there's Eternal Juice, and yeah. So next there's XX Ember XX86. Judging by these messages, I'm gonna say this is M. We learned from these messages that Liv had a crush on Lawson. Liv talks about how her mom is treating her, saying things like her nose is big and she's gonna take away her PC. Now Liz and M have stopped talking for 2 weeks at this point, but that's because Liz has been in the other world. Now Liz is trying to convince M to do the ritual that she did so they can be in the other world together. She says that it didn't work for Orion. First she needs to use their BFF desktop wallpaper. They use this to line up songs in order to open the file with photos in it. We'll need to remember this for later. M opens the folder and sees a picture of Lawson that Liz says she took by accident. Apparently the rest of the photos in the folder was so weird it scared her off. Again, Liz starts talking in weird text saying, "Emily, it worked. Who is this? It's me, Liz. I'm still learning how to control this." By this, I assume she means her consciousness in the other world. It spooked them off so bad that it made her block Liz, and they haven't spoken since. Finally, I go and check to see what Orion's previous chats has to say. It's basically them talking about their friends Jenny's world being cool in the other world. They also talk about how many hours they have on the other world, and Liz has over 849 hours. "Hey, is this Liz?" "Yeah, this is Liz." "Oh, interesting. So strange to see you here." Yeah, just took a long break. Anything I can help you with?" "Do you know the passcode for photos for m.zip?" I don't remember. Try digging through your old chat log. Using the old chat logs from M, we can solve the puzzle with the BFF wallpaper and lining it up with the loose AMP player. Each arrow is pointing to a different song, and if you play these songs, they all have a number in them. Using the number from the 4 different songs, we can open the folder. There are 5 images and a text file. The first picture is an image of Lawson, but the rest are way stranger. The other one is a picture of 4 different people. The third is a fountain, and finally, whatever this is. Going back to Orion, I asked them about the other world. In order for them to tell me about it, I have to say the 4 events of the ritual using the pictures in order. After that, they give me an invite code for the other world and say they'll be right back. But first, before we log into the other world, let's look at this text file. 824, just found my old notebook and got inspired to make a digital version. It was weird reading it. Lots of things I went through 4 years ago sound like me right now. It's like I keep going through the same problem over and over. 827, whoops, had to study for a quiz. Didn't get to update as much as I wanted. 828, I've been spending a lot of time on the computer lately. I really should get out more. I met a new friend named Orion. He showed me a new game today. 92, just saw a post on Zanga that Kev and G just recently passed away. It was weird seeing it. Felt kind of emotionless. There were a bunch of posts on the post like "Rip Kevin," stuff like that. I didn't really know him. I don't know how to feel. 93, I forgot Kev's locker used to be right below mine. I used to have to move out the way whenever he came. I would hear his voice, "Hi. Excuse me." I was so used to it when I closed the locker I realized I didn't hear him and I didn't have to move out the way. And then I cried. I couldn't stop crying. Death is so scary to me. Just how can someone just be gone? Every little thing about this person, everything they were going to do tomorrow. Kept going to class the next day or kept preparing for Spirit Week the next week. It all just stops. Lawson, M, and I visited the Landis exit today. Op 680. Someone put a right cross where Kev and his dad crashed. Wrote Kev a letter and dropped it off. 95. Mom found out that Lawson drove me to visit Kev's grave and got mad. She told me in her broken English that I was a criminal. She said I ruined her beauty by being born, and the least I can do is be a good child. I stayed late after school in the library's computer lab. I vented to Orion. I walked home and went into my room. Mom was quiet, didn't say anything to me. My mom called the cops yesterday. She reported me missing, and then today she called the cops again, telling them to arrest me because she thought I was doing drugs yesterday. 9:13. Sorry computer, been a couple days. Ran away. I spent the week at M's place. M is such a really good friend. M's mom called my mom. My mom and I ended up talking. She took me out to my favorite Chinese place with walnut honey shrimp. She told me how tough it is to have to do all this alone and how she doesn't know how to do it. Sometimes I can understand my mom, but most of the time I don't. She just says really weird things sometimes. I understand she loves me and wants me to grow up well, and I love her, and I love how goofy she can be sometimes, but she says the meanest things. 10:13. Mom is away visiting grandma, so I skipped class. Rayon has been sending me some horror mangas because of Halloween. Last night we got obsessed with looking up serial killer stories. He introduced me to Scott. I might visit them soon. 10:31. I don't want to leave this world if you're not by my side. Typing in the code we got from Orion earlier into the Otherworld login gives us this. First thing we see is a message from Orion saying that we aren't Liz. Going to the right, there's a disco. Clicking on the statue, it speeds backwards. There's always music in the air. There's someone else here. A lone girl. Could that be Liz? Going forward and to the right, there are the 4 pictures again. If you click the first one, it reads, Rip Greg, July 3rd, 1956 through September 11th, 2001. Bits and bytes are just ones and O's, 2 states of being on and off, soft and loud, short and long, but in those 2 states, they hold eternity. Rip Aurora, January 1st, 1975 through December 31st, 1999. Look at how the stars shine. See how they twinkle and blink. Rip Sarah, April 4th, 1978 through March 13th, 2002. Opportunities to knock at the door. Sometimes it's several knocks. Rip Jordan, August 3rd, 1988 through September 11th, 2001. We either tap out or we hold on. Sometimes holding down will give you a different result than just tapping. Now, if I'm being real, I didn't really know how to do this puzzle, and I know it has something to do with the paintings, but it was just not connecting for me. Eventually, I got it by guessing though. Now we have to light up the statues in order. Skipping past that, going to the left is the fountain. Putting all this together made me realize we're doing the ritual. Using the fountain, it tells us how to spell out the word forever. Proceeding past that, it's the candles. Whose bond do you trust the most? Who is your unrequited desire? Who's the sole controller of your fate? I'm assuming that since Liz did the ritual, her consciousness is now stuck in the other world forever. Since we also did it, we were gonna be stuck as well. But Lawson, I guess, by sending a message, forced the computer to go back to the desktop wallpaper and saved us from the ritual. But hey, that's my interpretation. Cool little game that I found that you can play in your browser. I'll put the link in the description if you want to check it out for yourself. Thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe, it's a big help, and I hope to see you in my next video.